Ah, yes. Oh, yeah. Got that holiday spirit. That Christmas time feeling. And don't you worry, because just like Santa Claus, I'm on my way. Oh, yeah. Woo! What's up, everybody, and welcome to the show. Welcome to this week, Monday show, the week after Thanksgiving. Now we set our sights on Christmas time, on holiday cheer. Also, last week, of course, we finished Andor, latest Star Wars show. And so I thought it would be a great time, a good stream, to rank all of the Star Wars shows that we've gotten so far. And I think that's going to be fun. And I promise, in the name of trying to bring a little holiday cheer in, I promise to say something nice about every single one of these shows. No matter what, I'll say something nice about the show, and we've also got a few surprises when it comes to the tier list. I think it's going to be fun. I just had this thought this morning. What if we tried to come up with some Star Wars show ideas or some Star Wars movie ideas, and we used AI and different prompts on the internet? Could we, using AI, come up with better Star Wars content ideas than Lucasfilm themselves? I'm not sure, but we're going to give it a swing, and I think it's going to be real fun. So hold on to your butts. I'm pulling into the tower. Tis the season, motherfuckers! Get that holiday cheer up in you. It's the time of year where we just let go of some of our anger, some of our hate. We walk away from the path of the dark side and shuffle towards the light. What's up, everybody? Very happy to be here with you on this Monday morning. You know what I want to say right off the bat? You know what I want to do right off the bat? I just want to say, I think we're having a good-ass time over here. And I think we've been having a good-ass time over here. And I need your help. I want to spread the word. I want to spread the message, the Yuletime cheer, but also the nerd venging that we do week in and week out. Let somebody know. Share the message. What a better way to start your day than talking about all the fun, nerdy things that are going on in the world. So that's my wish, is that you would share this out and spread the message of the Nerd Vengers all around the world, much like Santa Claus. Except we won't eat your cookies. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Also, this week, guys, and I need your help, chat, because I'm not exactly sure when this is going down, but Thursday, there's a massive con going on in Brazil. CCXP, I believe is what it's called. And we'll have a big convention on Thursday. Marvel Studios has a 45-minute presentation. I think Lucasfilm is going to be there as well. Lucasfilm will be talking about The Mandalorian Season 3. Finally. And I think even maybe Ahsoka. So we could get some really fun stuff revealed this Thursday. And I'm just not sure when that is going on. Does anybody in the chat actually know what time those presentations start? Because I, of course, would love to maybe stream those live. Dude, what the fuck? Oh, okay, I have it over here. Does anybody know what time? What time it's going on? Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll figure it out. That's Jedi Survivor is the games convention. There's like a video game awards thing. And I think we will get our first look at Jedi Survivor then. And that'll be really, really cool. But, you know, it's a real sort of turning the page time period for both Marvel and for Star Wars, and maybe even DC as well, but that's like a whole totally different thing because James Gunn has been teasing that you'll know some stuff about their plans for the DCEU pretty soon, which is like, whoa, that's really cool. But Star Wars, of course, putting a lot of stuff behind them and looking forward to what I think should be a really good 2023. I mean, you've got Ahsoka, a beloved character, Dave Filoni, beloved in the fandom, of course, and this is his baby in a lot of ways, and I think people are just generally very, very excited to see what he will do with the Ahsoka show. Mandalorian Season 3, I think, without spoiling the tier list and some of the things that we're going to talk about today, I think it's pretty fair to say Mando much higher than a lot of the other Star Wars shows and really just Star Wars things. And so, man, will it be nice to get excited and to be talking about the Mandalorian Season 3. So I think Star Wars has a chance to have a really good year next year. Marvel as well, though, at a pivotal time, at a really interesting point. Going away from Phase 4, going into Phase 5, Quantumania is an important movie. It sets the tone for what to expect in Phase 5. It also has Kang the Conqueror, and so we've been promised all this stuff about Kang and will he live up to Thanos, etc., etc. This is a really good time to let us know how that will work. You have the Marvels, which is really interesting in its own right. Not a lot of people love that first Captain Marvel movie. It made a ton of money, but it was kind of controversial. People didn't love it. And it looks like Marvel's obviously pivoted and they want to include these other characters to sort of juice it up, make it less specifically about Carol. We'll see how that lands. And then, of course, Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I've been thinking a lot about Guardians 3. I'm really hopeful that Guardians 3 is going to be very, very good. I love the holiday special and some of the things that it sets up. And so next year, really interesting thing for Marvel moving forward as well. So this Thursday, I think we're going to get a lot of fun stuff announced, talked about, maybe trailers, etc. So Thursday should be a really, really good time. The other thing, Cyber Monday. Maybe we'll get into this a little bit later as well, but I have a coupon. Okay, I have a coupon. The fuck did I make the coupon code? I think it just made it Monday. Yeah, okay. So if you go to the Nerd Vengers gift shop, right? Our Teespring store has a bunch of awesome stuff on there. Hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts, all kinds of fun stuff. If you use the code Monday, you will get 30% off, and that's only for today and maybe tomorrow. I think the coupon stops working sometime tomorrow. So it's like a Cyber Monday thing. I'm actually going to use it myself just because a lot of my hats that I had, the Nerd Vengers hats, which I absolutely love, the dogs have eaten. So I will be getting a lot more of that stuff myself. And so if you're out there doing Cyber Monday stuff, use the code Monday, all caps, at checkout to get 30% off. The other thing I wanted to know was like, where are the Cyber Monday deals for like the nerdy shit? Like, I don't want another air fryer. I don't need another blender. I don't want appliances. Like, I don't need fucking all this stuff, right? Like, I don't need it. Like, I need action figures, I need video games. I need dope, awesome, nerdy stuff. So where are the Cyber Monday deals for the nerdy shit? Hopefully you guys can point me in the direction of some of that, maybe later on in the show or whatever, because I want to do that. I want to spend some monies and buy some cool, nerdy things, Let me think. Is there anything else we need to get into? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's time. Should we get into the tier list? Shall we tier list it up? Shall we? And hopefully... Let me see something here. Okay. Now, a couple of different things I want to say before we get in... Oh, shit. To this tier list, okay? Now, I know right now, Star Wars fans and myself, a little bit on, let's call it shaky ground, rocky ground. Fucking, you know what it is. Okay. Couple of things I'm going to do for the fans. Again, I said I will try to say something positive about each and every show. I'm also going to try to be really fair about these shows. That includes Andor, which obviously is a show I didn't like. And I think that the whole chat will explode when I talk about Andor. We also, because it's Star Wars and they don't have as many shows as Marvel, we introduced a few other things into the tier list to try to help have fun with Star Wars and also kind of just really explain to folks out there where I see Star Wars content as a whole. I also had to add a couple of extra tiers. Okay, so this could get a little confusing, but let's pull it up and let's try to just walk everybody through it. Okay, let's talk about the tiers first. You've got your S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, but then we added a couple additional ones. We've got the poop tier, and then we've got the kill me tier. Now, this is a joke. Obviously, like, you know, this content doesn't actually make us want to jump out of the window like Mr. Immortal. So don't get too butthurt about it. But yeah, it's essentially like the worst possible thing. Like, I would literally rather be tortured, or I'm contemplating, checking out because this is that bad. Okay, so we need to add a couple extra tiers. Okay, that's number one. Number two, as I said, we introduced a few things in here just to really get a good look at where Star Wars content is hitting for me personally. So we added a couple things in here, like, for instance, watching grass grow, watching hotel TV, watching paint dry, and scrolling on social media. Okay? And again, this is done to be helpful, to more accurately be able to describe and explain where Star Wars content is really at. You know what I mean? So again, I understand that some Star Wars fans may be a little upset about how I've been handling my coverage, etc., etc. Oh, you know what? There's actually one person that I want to say specifically that I want to dedicate today's stream to. You know, obviously, the stream last week and a couple other things, like, kind of upsetting some people, making some waves. The engagement was pretty fucking crazy on the stream that we did late last week, where I was, you know, talking about Star Wars as a brand and Kathleen Kennedy overall. So I said something in that stream. I said, you know, these Star Wars fans are trying to push people out of the fandom, including myself. And there's this really unique douchebag that exists out there in the world. He goes by the name Jacob's Quest, okay? And Jacob's Quest literally said in the comments of that stream, Josh, you say that Star Wars fans are trying to push you out. Well, I am and have been trying for years. Please go away. You know what I mean? And so I want to dedicate this stream to Jacob's Quest himself, you know? Because I thought about it, you know, there's obviously like a lot of craziness that happened over the course of the weekend. A lot of toxic positive Star Wars fans and, you know, just general douchebaggery, which I'm sure we'll cover tonight on Nerd Theory at great length. And I had a thought where I was like, you know what? Damn, dog, like, maybe I should just walk away. Because these people are insane. And this fandom is poopy butthole broken. But you know what I thought to myself? I said, well, I also kind of thrive off of little baby back bitch people like Jacob Quest being so butthurt and upset that I won't just go away. And so I decided I'm going to stick it out with you Star Wars fans. You know, there's good among you. Some of you guys are legit. And some of you, your rage will keep me youthful, and I will siphon it off and use it as my own personal power, much like Emperor Palpatine himself. And so a big old authentic fuck you to Jacob's Quest and everybody that's like him. And now let's get in to the tier. Okay. How are we doing so far? Like, are we okay? Like, are we good? Like, happy fucking Monday. Happy holidays, bitches. How are we doing? Okay, good. Now, another thing that I want to talk about here is when it comes to Star Wars, I think there's two ways that I want to grade these things. Number one, how do you grade the show as just a show? You know, like, how's it shot? How's it performed? You know what I mean? How is the writing overall, the pacing, etc.? And then there is, how is it as a Star Wars? Different things. Does it feel like Star Wars? Does it expand on the lore? Does it enrich things that came from the past? It's like there's a Star Wars category and simply like a film category. And then I think that the combo between them is how I'm going to judge and tier these shows. So I actually have Andor first here. I wonder if I should wait on Andor. Like, can I do one of these first? I think I can. Yeah, let's wait on Andor because obviously that's going to be the one that makes everybody's minds explode. And we should, tickle the balls a little bit before we get to it. So let's first talk about the Bad Batch. Bad Batch in and of itself, I would say for the just show aspects, I don't know if I could put it like super, super high. Like, the first episode was so damn good. And there are some episodes within the Bad Batch first season that I thought were absolutely incredible. But it does kind of become a little bit of too much flavor of the week, a little bit too much of like just doing jobs to make money. There's like kind of long spans of lack of consequence and things of that nature, right? So I'd probably have to say that Bad Batch as a show, I'd probably give like a B minus, you know what I mean? But as far as Star Wars is concerned, its Star Wars score is really high. Like, that shit's A for sure, just because of some of the incredible stuff that is accomplished in the show. Dave Filoni animation, especially in certain places, it just, oh man, it hits so hard. There are really impactful moments within the Bad Batch season. And so it's like a B minus and then an A. And so I'd probably put it just overall balanced at like B plus A minus. Let's put it in the B category. Very good. Like, it has some really, really dope stuff. Like, I like Bad Batch. I think the second season will be much, much better. But I would say for season 1, it just kind of lags a little bit too much for me to be like, yo, this is like absolutely A tier quality stuff. Okay. Book of Boba Fett. Oh, man. Book of Boba Fett is a tough one. You know, as I was thinking back to these shows when I was like sort of working on this tier list, it's like, it's really interesting to go back to the time of Book of Boba Fett, because I would say that I had this feeling like Book of Boba Fett is such a wild show because it's not just Book of Boba Fett. It has Mandalorian episodes in it. It also has some of the best Mandalorian episodes. Like that episode, dude, both the Mandalorian episodes that happen to be in the Book of Boba Fett could be top 5 Mandalorian episodes all time. When he gets the Naboo Star Cruiser, like, bro, like it hits all the right spots. It makes you get all the right feelings. Like when he's like using that thing flying around and shit, and then Grogu and Luke. I mean, wow, dude. Like, I just remember being so blown away by that stuff. And it's like, it's tricky because I think some of this depends on like, well, do you consider that part of Book of Boba Fett? I mean, technically it is. Technically it is in that season. But the rest of the show, I felt was like mid to bad. It's not like terrible. It doesn't offend me. You know what I mean? But it's like, mid to bad, just not to the quality that you thought. And then, of course, what they do to Boba as a character is such a head scratcher. Like, it really is. It's something that you're like, okay. That's kind of an interesting take. And of course, then there's a ton of discussion of like, even Tamara Morrison kind of saying like, yeah, I don't like this, or I would have done it differently. He shouldn't have said as much, should have been more badass, all these different things. I think that's absolutely fair. So I would say this. As a show, I'd probably have to give it an A. And I know that's like, that seems really weird. And you're like, yo, what are you talking about? Like, but I would say it functions really well as a show. A lot of it's like well shot. There's some music choices that I don't love, but overall I thought the music was pretty on point. I'd have to give it an A. Its Star Wars score is really interesting because I'd have to give the actual just strict Boba Fett stuff like a C or a D. But I'd give the Mando stuff like S tier. Like, holy shit, what a tricky show. What a weird conundrum for the Star Wars fandom. I think just kind of given how sporadic and how weird it is, and yet still how dope some of it is, I'll give it a C. And yet I think some of it deserves much lower. You know what I mean? Let's just get this one out of the way. Clone Wars is S tier. Not all of it, of course. There are long parts of Clone Wars, especially when it was first getting started, that are like weird, awkwardly paced. The timing doesn't necessarily make sense. But I mean, come on, man. Every self-respecting Star Wars fan has gone through Clone Wars. Clone Wars was a formative part of the Star Wars brand. It's like a weird sort of connected branch from when George was actually there sitting next to Dave, telling him to do shit like, bring Maul back. And Dave's like, what? And he's like, yeah, you'll figure it out. You know, like shit like that, into like Disney. It's a really like unique and weird show, but I think it just has to be S tier. You know, kudos to Disney for allowing Dave to actually give us a pretty strong season 7, because that season 7 is wow good. You know what I mean? The Martinez arc, you know, whatever, but the end caps, holy shit. Clone Wars is absolutely incredible. So it must be A tier, okay? Let's go to the next one. Mandalorian. What do you guys think of The Mandalorian? Like, what do you guys make of it? And also, we need more likes. Like, that's crazy, guys. I know it's a Monday. I know we're just getting up. I know it's Cyber Monday and all that. I get it. I understand it. But God damn it, get up, move the finger 2 inches down and 2 inches to the right and smash the like button. Dude, Mando is so easily S tier. I think that its first season could be considered A tier. Like, there's some really cool stuff in there, but like, you know, there's some shaky parts, etc., etc. But season 2, I felt, was so strong, dude. So strong. And it ends, I mean, it just has so much incredible Star Wars goodness. You know, especially compared to the other live action shows, I think it's really easy to see that like Mando stands far and above as far as Star Wars quality and film quality. You know, Mando to me, maybe on the film quality perspective, you could give it an A, maybe an A minus. But as far as for what it does to Star Wars, it's S all day. One of the greatest things that Star Wars has ever done, and probably the only thing. You know, if you take Loki out of the equation, you could make the argument that Mandalorian is legitimately the only good Disney Plus show for these big IPs. Like, it is literally the only one that's actually good television. Everything else feels like a watered down version of what you get in the movies, or like just a weird placeholder thing, or something for them to put on commercials so that you don't like, you know, like, oh, well, I guess I could watch that, so you don't like get your Disney Plus and remove it. Like, Mandalorian, I can't believe Disney hasn't done more of like trying to reverse engineer the Mandalorian formula, because it's legitimately so much better than almost anything else they have done on the platform that is Disney Plus. Holy shit. So Mando, S tier for sure. Now, let's talk about Star Wars Rebels. Let's talk about Star Wars Rebels. Where you guys got Rebels? What do you think about Rebels? Are people saying Rebels is B? What? A or B, S? Yeah. Yeah. Damn. Okay. So, I'll tell you this. I love Star Wars Rebels. I think it's actually better as a show than Clone Wars. You could make the argument it's not better Star Wars than Clone Wars, because Clone Wars is like so important to Star Wars. And so I could see that. I'd probably say A as a show, because there are, like, look, it's Disney XD. There were arcs that were like a little bit whatever. There's like that one robot arc that was like, whoa. There's stuff in Rebels that because I remember, like, I loved Rebels so much that I would be that guy, grown ass man living in Philly, that would be like, oh shit, no, I can't hang out. The Disney XD Star Wars animated show just came out, and my friends are all like, Good luck with that YouTube thing. Holy shit. You know? So there were times, though, that I would do that. I would wait and I would watch the show. And then I'd be like, damn, that was not worth the wait. That was not that great. Do you know what I mean? So here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to put Star Wars Rebels in the A tier. Okay? My personal bias, maybe I would say, I lean a little bit more towards S, right? But I also can't deny that, like, it's not as impactful as these two other shows, right? So, there you go. Star Wars Resistance. Recenter the tier screen. What you mean, bruh? What you mean? I don't understand. What are you talking about? Like that? I never know what Mike's saying. Half the time I'm like, yo, what's Mike saying? I don't understand. Here, I'll move me a little bit. How about that? I'll move me a little bit, and then I'll put that there. Is that good? Is that good? Perfect? Ah, all right. Cool. Okay. Resistance. What do you think? Poop and kill me? Yeah, shit's bad, dude. Like, it was just way too kiddie from a stylized perspective and also from a story perspective. It's poop. I don't really know. Like, what a miss for Star Wars. Resistance is the miss that we try not to talk about. Do you know what I mean? Like, we try not to talk about because we're like, oh no, dude, Dave, animated shit. And then, like, you bring up Resistance and you're like, we don't do that here. We don't do that here. We don't talk about it. Yeah, it's whack, man. I want, like, people that have watched every single episode of Resistance, they deserve some kind of medal. Like a badge. Like, I'm doing my part. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, goddamn, like, how, I don't know how you get through that shit. That shit was whack as fuck. All right, let's go all the way over to Visions. What do you think about Star Wars Visions? You finished it, Smokey? Nice. Is it on Disney Plus? It's gotta be, right? It's gotta be, yeah? Yo, some of you think Visions is S tier? B tier, big range for S to D. Yeah. A tier, okay. It had a redeeming quality towards the end of the show. The First Order orchestra. Okay, right on. Yeah. Whew. Vision's another tough one because there are like 3 or 4 episodes of Visions that I thought were phenomenal. I think one of the biggest problems with Visions is the order. Because you start with the Ronin and it's such a banger. Like, I love that character and I love that vibe, that novel. Like, dude, wow, so cool. And then you go into the Tatooine Rhapsody. And I just remember having that a real backlash or whiplash from being like, yo, what? Like, this is the best Star Wars thing I've ever seen. I love this stylized animation. Holy shit, why is this lightsaber constantly on? I don't give a fuck. This shit is awesome. To, what the hell is going on? Why is Chibi Boba Fett bopping to some ridiculous ass song? What is happening here? You know? Like, there's some real weird stuff. I'm going to sit it in that same tier with Boba, and they're honestly good bedfellows. They're good bedfellows because they both don't know what the fuck they are. They both have some parts that are absolutely incredible, and then a lot of other parts that are like, what the hell were you thinking? They're good bedfellows. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's kind of where we go. That's kind of where we belong, okay? Tales of the motherfucking Jedi. Let's just get this out of the way. It's S tier. 100% S tier. One of the best Star Wars things we've ever been given. From Star Wars perspective, it's SS+. From a actual animation or just structural perspective, it's A+. You know what I mean? Like, I absolutely love the way the narrative flows back and forth. Love the way it, like, sort of starts with Ahsoka, then you get into the Dooku stuff, then we sort of end with Ahsoka. I mean, it shows the masterful things that Dave Filoni can do with the canon. It's so damn good. Holy shit. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Okay. Let's talk about Kenobi. Kenobi. What do you guys think of Kenobi? I thought a lot about this, dude. I thought a lot about this. Now, here's the thing we have to understand. Kenobi is the show that broke me. Okay? All the beef, all the problems that have happened over the course of Andor are really because of Kenobi. For me personally. Kenobi broke me. Okay? So, there's a part of me that was like, okay, but am I just being biased? You know what I mean? Am I just being biased? Am I being unfair? And so I really tried to think through, because I know a lot of people were digging Kenobi. That last episode is definitely the best episode and kind of miraculously decent considering what had come before. Okay? But I gotta be honest with you, man. Like, the more I thought about it and the more I was like, oh, and I said I would say something nice about all the shows. We'll do that afterwards, okay? We'll do that afterwards. I tried to think to myself last night as I was laying in bed, as you do. I said, you know, there are a ton of things that I revisit as a Star Wars fan, because I don't know if you knew this. I fucking love Star Wars! Okay? There are episodes of Rebels I love to revisit. There are episodes of Clone Wars I love to revisit. There are episodes of The Mandalorian that I love to revisit. Tales of the Jedi I have revisited thrice. That's right, I said thrice. Bad Batch has episodes I want to revisit. Book of Boba Fett has Mandalorian episodes I want to revisit. Star Wars Vision has stuff that I want to revisit. Even the last episode of Kenobi, I can't actually see myself wanting to revisit it. The last episode of Kenobi was a spoonful of sugar that kept me from vomiting all over the place. It was just enough to make me accept that show and be like, okay, I'm not going to burn the building down. Okay? But it is fucking trash. It is such a bad show. I think the fan base has kind of started to catch up to this, to be honest with you. I feel like a lot of the fan base is now coping with Kenobi because of Andor. Because one of the things that even the Andor defenders like to say is like, it's not that show's fault. It's not that show's fault. It's the other shows. And then as they start to like think about that, they're like, oh shit, well that must mean then that Kenobi was buttholes. Bro, I would leave the room if Kenobi was put on. It's literally kill me. I'd rather... No. One of the worst things that Star Wars has ever done. There might come a time, I gotta be honest with you. A lot of people talk about, you know, The Last Jedi. A lot of people talk about how that, like, destroyed Star Wars and, like, all these different things. People talk about Rise. People talk about Rise, and they're like, yo, Rise totally fucked everything. That's what broke Star Wars, you know, et cetera, et cetera. No. It was Kenobi. It was Kenobi. And if you didn't love Ewan McGregor, and if you didn't love Hayden Christensen as much as you do, you'd be able to see past that and understand that that show is poopy buttholes. It is a popsicle puppet show. And one of the worst things that Lucasfilm has ever done. My God. My God. Okay. So enough of that. Let's get into the next one. Let's address some of these other things before we address Andor. Okay? Like, watching grass grow. Holy shit, that sounds boring as fuck. That would be absolutely horrible. Where would I put watching grass grow? I'd put it in the D tier. I would literally rather watch grass grow than be subjected to resistance or Kenobi. Ever again. let's talk about watching paint dry. Watching paint dry. It's D tier. It's D tier. I would literally rather watch paint dry than watch Kenobi or watch Andor. Here's where it gets really tricky, though. Watching hotel TV. That's C tier for me. Anybody else feel me on this? Like, there's something about watching hotel TV. Like, you get into the hotel and you just throw the TV on and they're like, whatever's on is on. You try to find the best thing that's on TV. Like, you'll watch a shitty movie edited for television on, like, I don't even know what the channels are. Like, as an example, I'll give you a fucking literal example. We had a staycation a couple of weeks ago where we went out to the Warner. We saw the Aladdin musical, and then we stayed at a fancy hotel. Somebody was watching Liam, and we had like a staycation. So we throw on, like, when we get to the hotel, and we're like chilling and getting ready, we throw on the Shaft movie with Samuel L. Jackson. Not a great film. Not a great film. But there was just something about it. Watching it in the hotel, I'm getting into it. You know what I mean? I'm engaged. By the way, did you know that who's the guy that plays the Watcher? Who voices the Watcher? He's Bernard in what's that guy's name? What's that guy's name? Come on, chat. Help me out here. Jeffrey Wright. Did you know Jeffrey Wright plays a Latin gangster in the Shaft movie? Go look it up. It was fucking mind-blowing. I was like, first of all, this doesn't feel right, because he is definitely not Latin. Second of all, holy shit, he can act. Because it took me a while to figure it out. You gotta go see that shit. Shit was wild, bro. I was like, this is weird, really, really weird. And I would literally rather watch hotel television than the goddamn Book of Boba Fett, Visions, Resistance, or Kenobi! Holy shit, Star Wars! Okay, but let's talk about scrolling on social media. Let me just ask you guys a question. Y'all like scrolling on social media? Like, let's be real. Mindless scrolling. Mindless little dopamine hit after a little dopamine hit. Y'all like that? Of course you do. It's designed for you to like it. It's like a low stakes casino. You're full of Adderall. That shit slaps, dude. I'm gonna put scrolling on social media B tier, which, by the way, in a little bit of like a kind of like serious note here, I actually do think it's fair. Like, I know we're clowning, we're having fun, but I actually do think it's fair that if a show is not gripping enough, that you don't just think to yourself, just fucking scroll through Twitter or the gram or TikTokies or whatever, then that show is failing. Like, if you think about or desire while watching a show or a movie to go on social media and scroll, that show or movie sucks. Facts, thoughts, that's where I'm at. And I think that's actually part of what, like, Hollywood doesn't understand this shit. Steven Spielberg definitely doesn't understand this shit, by the way. So there's where that is. Okay, now let's talk about Andor. Let's get everybody really butthurt about Andor. Let's start with talking about it from a show perspective. Okay, a show perspective. And this is, maybe this will, you'll find this ironic, but I'd have to agree that from a show perspective, Andor is an A. I mean, it's really well shot. Costume design, director of photography, the sort of slow burn scripting, you know, it's a well put together package. Okay? It's a toy package, I would say. It's an A. Now, as far as a Star Wars is concerned, I believe many of us will have to agree to disagree here. Because I think as a Star Wars, and this is just my honest to God opinion, this is just how I feel. Remember, this is just my feeling. This doesn't have to be your feeling. But it's kill me, dude. Kill me. Okay? And a lot of you guys are like, he's just digging his heels in because of the narrative. No. I fucking hate the show. Okay? I can acknowledge it's really good in a lot of different ways. It makes a fundamental decision to not be what Star Wars was that came before. They've talked about it. It's very clearly illustrated in the medium. It's not concerned, nor does it want to be Star Wars from the past. It's a totally different thing. It is a thing that, to me, at a fundamental level, I reject. I'm like, dude, when I watched the first 3 episodes of that show, the reason I walked away for a little bit, not long enough, Jacob's Quest was like, not long enough, bitch. The reason I walked away is because after 3 episodes, I had already decided I hate it at a fundamental level. And I also decided I didn't want to go through 9 more weeks of trying to explain why I feel this way in a sea of people that love it and that, you know, are very toxic about people that don't like it, right? And again, a lot of this, we'll get into more of this during Nerd Theory, I am sure. But I've actually seen some really awesome things over the weekend. I saw this big Reddit post where somebody put it in a really eloquent, non-charged way, where they were saying, you know, I like Andor, but can we stop trying to belittle people that don't like Andor? Like telling somebody that they don't understand complex storytelling or trying to say that their tastes are very juvenile because they don't like it is toxic. And I was like, wow, that's really well put. And I do think there's a large portion of Star Wars fans that are able to separate it out, that are able to say like, okay, well, this is how I feel about a thing. Here's how this person feels about a thing. I'm not so right that I have to demean or belittle the person that feels differently. Unfortunately, though, Star Wars has this sort of unique problem of a bunch of people that can't help themselves and that have to talk about that. So, having said all of that, where would I put Andor? I'm going to be generous and put it in the D tier. That's being generous. I think it's at the same place as watching grass grow or watching paint dry. I would rather watch hotel TV or scroll on social media. And yeah, that's just how I feel. You don't have to feel the same way. But there you have it. My tier list of all of the live action. Well, I guess not even just live action. We do animated. All of the Star Wars television. I saw somebody asking about Tarkovsky Clone Wars back. I'd put that in S tier. You know what I mean? To me, I would say, you know, we're talking about the stuff that's a little bit more recently here, but I do understand. Tarkovsky stuff was fucking awesome. So, now, let me ask you guys this, because I know, like, everybody's all upset. Certain people are triggered. Okay, let me ask you this before we go any further. On a scale from 1 to 10, how do you rate my tier list? What do you think? On a scale from 1 to 10, how did I do? What do you think? Let me know. How am I doing? 5, 6, 1, 9, 11. Nice. 10, 8, 10, 9. Hey, wait. Before you guys put it in there, can I get some points for being creative and putting in like the grass? I thought that was a really fun touch. You know what I mean? I'm sitting here and I'm like, man, I thought that shit was brilliant. You know? Do I get some creativity points, some style points here? What the fuck? No? 7.5? Okay. All right. Cool. See, I told you guys we could still have fun with Star Wars content. You guys thought it would just be toxic as hell from here on out. No! We can still have fun. We can still have fun when it comes to Star Wars. Okay, now, y'all want to see if we can make some fun Star Wars stories with AI? Negative 52! Jeez. Would I rather watch She-Hulk or Kenobi? Kenobi. You know what? Should I take Kenobi? Sometimes I feel like if I were gonna make, so let me just say one thing. If I woke up feeling really, really good, I might make 2 adjustments. I might adjust Kenobi up, and I might adjust Andor up. That's it. That's all. And that's only if I'm feeling real generous. Then maybe I would do that. Okay? Now, let's use a couple of online tools, because we're at a place right now, ladies and gentlemen, where Lucasfilm seems to be having some trouble figuring out how to make shows that will resonate with the majority of the fan base. And they definitely don't know how to make movies anymore. So I think that we could help them out. And we could put our brains together and use some of the technology that's out there online. And we could create some plots for movies. And I think it'll show you just how easy it is. Let's just generate some random characters here. Shock T is cool, but let's just keep going. I want to see. Okay, Palpatine. That's interesting, but I'm kind of... let's go for a little more obscure. Plo Koon. Okay, let's add Plo Koon to the plot. Let's go with some planets. Let's get a nice Star Wars planet. Mustafar. Add it to the plot. Okay, here we go. So it says here, people of Mustafar, beware of the scam. There is a dirty person going around Mustafar. Who is this dirty person and what are they up to? Why are they on a dash to scam everyone on Mustafar? Who is really behind the scheme? This is the story of how Plo Koon will become a geek inspector. I don't even know what that means exactly, okay? But here we go. Let's copy that. Plus, I think there's actually a different... Well, here's what I want to do, okay? I have this other AI-generated thing here. And what I'm going to do... I had a different one that I was doing this morning. It was really, really funny, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into this plot prompt here. And then I'm going to generate it. And then I'm going to read you what the AI says, okay? Yeah. Let's just give it a second here. Look, the first one's not going to be the best, but it's important to sort of show you what we're working with and what we're doing here, okay? So I'm going to read it. I'm going to read these 2 little prompts that were just created here by this AI. And then we'll judge it, okay? And we'll keep going, okay? Okay. The dirty person had come to Mustafar. This was not a place for the clean and pure. It was a land of scammers and thieves. The dirty person had a scheme, and they were going to scam everyone on Mustafar. But who was this dirty person? And why were they on a dash to scam everyone on Mustafar? These questions would be answered soon enough. For now, all that mattered was stopping the dirty person before they could hurt anyone else. Plo Koon, the great geek inspector, would put an end to this scheme. He would find out who was behind the plot and bring them to justice. It wouldn't be easy, but Plo Koon was up for the challenge. Okay, next one. The people of Mustafar are in an uproar. A dirty person has been going around scamming everyone in sight. No one knows who this person is or what they're up to, but they must be stopped. Plo Koon, a retired Jedi Master and geek inspector extraordinaire, takes it upon himself to find out who this dirty person is and put a stop to their shenanigans. With the help of this trusty droid R2-D2, Plo Koon begins investigating all the possible suspects. As it turns out, the dirty person is none other than Jabba the Hutt's nephew, Jabba Jr. He's been traveling around the galaxy and scamming people with his uncle's stolen money. But what could he possibly have to gain by doing this? Plo and R2 eventually track down Jabba Jr. and arrest him. The people of Mustafar can finally rest easy knowing that justice has been served. I like that second one. And, I got to tell you, Better than Book of Boba Fett. I know. You don't have to agree. But definitely better than the Book of Boba Fett. Let's keep going. New. Boom. Add her into the plot, okay? Let's do another one. Let's do another one. Oh, Neem Nub. Let's go. This already sounds great. Should we put in a specific planet to the plot? I'm on Hoth, but not today. Today is a very shiny night for this little planet. 2 new faces have come to visit in a race of a lifetime. Who will win? Will it be the bad Jocasta Nu, or will it be the saint Neem Nub? Should we redo this one? Like, you like this one, or you wanna redo this one? Should we keep it or try again? Let's see. Let's try it again, right? Reroll? Yeah, let's reroll. That wasn't that great. The race? I mean, sure. Oh man, why didn't it just let us do it again? Okay, sorry. We got to go from randoms again. We'll give it another shot. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay. How about this? Do you guys want to pick the characters? Throw some characters out. Throw some Star Wars characters out. What do you think? Who should we do? Okay, so I'm just going to go with Kylo and Revan, because I think those are both good choices. They don't have Kylo Ren in here? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What about Kit Fisto? Okay, people want Kit Fisto. Kit Fisto. We'll add Kit Fisto to the plot. What's another one? Do we want to try Revan? See if they have Revan? Huh. Yeah, they don't have Revan. That's pretty weird. Glup Shido. I doubt they have Glup in here, but let's see. Yeah, no. Babu Frick. I love it. I'm a Babu fan. But I don't think they'll have Babu. Damn it! They don't have Babu. Is he under Ben? Let's try Ben. Ben Guadanaros? I mean, that's pretty funny. Ben is pretty funny. It's a funny guy. Thrawn. Okay, let's see if they have Thrawn. Let's see. Damn, really? Let's try Grand Admiral. Maybe that'll be in there. Damn, wow. It's kind of limited, huh? C-3PO? Let's see. What the fuck? They don't even have C-3PO? That shit's crazy. All right, let's see here. Jango. Jango Fett. Okay. That's what we're going to do. Now, should we do a planet? Let's generate a planet. They keep trying to do that one. Bestine 4. Coruscant. Okay, here we go. Boom. Oh my god, I already love it. Here we go. Here we go. They call him Psycho Kit Fisto for a good reason. Dude, Psycho Kit Fisto, let's go. They simply are. Poor Jango Fett, a geek by nature, never knew the hole they were getting themselves into. It was well into the evening, and they were frantically trying to find the pet lizard of Kit Fisto, hoping that this would get them on the good side of Jango Fett. Little did they know how naive their intentions were. What was going to happen. What the fuck? Okay. Okay, so they call him Psycho Kit Fisto for a good reason. They simply are. Okay. All right, let's just put this into the thing. I just want to see what we come up with here. I gotta know. I gotta know. Oh, it gave me 3 of them? Oh, no. It gave me 2 new ones. Okay. I'll read this one here, the second one. They call him Psycho Kit Fisto for good reason. They simply are. Poor Jango Fett, a geek by nature, never knew the hole they were getting themselves into. It was well into the evening, and they were frantically trying to find the pet lizard of Kit Fisto, hoping that this would get them on the good side of Jango Fett. Little did they know how naive their intentions were. What was going to happen next would change their lives forever. Kit Fisto had always been a bit of an enigma to most people, but to Jango Fett, he was nothing more than a nuisance. A psycho who loved to torment others for no reason whatsoever. So when Jango and his friends found out that Kit's pet lizard was loose in the neighborhood, they saw it as an opportunity to finally get one up on him. My God, this is incredible. The hours ticked by as they scoured every inch of the block looking for the little creature. But try as they might, they couldn't seem to find it anywhere. Just when they were about to give up, Jango happened to look up and see movement atop a building nearby. It was Kit's lizard, all right, and before long, Jango and his friends had captured it and taken it back to their lair, victorious. Again, low-key better than Kenobi and the Book of Boba Fett plot. You know? All right, let's do one more. Throw some characters out. Throw some characters out. Yeah. Throw a couple out. Let's see. Peter Parker. Greedo. Let's try Greedo. Let's see if Greedo pops up for us. Greedo. Bam. Add him to the plot. Luke and Ahsoka. We'll do that. If they have them. Let's see. Do they have Ahsoka? They don't have Ahsoka on this thing? Dude, you got to be kidding me. This thing needs updated. Chewbacca? Chewbacca it is. Cowabunga it is. All right, let's see here. Planet. Mon Cala. Let's go. I like it. All right, here we go. Boom! Generate the plot. Normally a quiet morning on Mont Cala, but not today. Today is a very dark morning for this little planet. 2 new faces have come to visit in a race of a lifetime. What, they're doing that race thing again? No, what? Damn it! What the fuck? Ugh. Okay, let's see if we can get Greedo and Chewbacca back, though. Because I liked that. Greedo. Chewbacca. Add that to the plot. Planets. Let's go Mon. See if they have Mon Cala. Okay. So we're going to try this again. Boom. What is this bullshit? I don't want to hear about this race no more. Wow. All right, we'll try one more time. Why you do this? I'm starting to think that this plot generator might be a little limited in what it could do. I'm starting to think this could be a little limited. You know what? I'm not even going to put a planet. I'm just going to do their plot. Let's see. Okay, here we go. It was a dark afternoon for poor old Greedo. They were minding their space business when they came across the scary Chewbacca. Face to face, staring them right in the eye, the heart inside of Greedo was on the verge of popping out of their chest. They took a deep breath and nothing came out. Chewbacca reached behind his back for something. Find out what it was in this episode of Dragon Ball Star Wars. Okay, let's take this into the other thing and see what we get. Let's see what we get. And there are even other like tools and stuff like that. Like I've been thinking about like, because there's AI art generator, so we could make a poster. Like if we liked one of these ideas, we could make a movie poster. and just see what we have, okay? Okay, here we go. I'm going to read 2 of these to you. Greedo was trembling in fear as they faced off against the giant Wookiee. They could feel their heart racing faster and faster as Chewbacca reached behind his back. What could he be reaching for? Greedo was paralyzed with fear. Suddenly, they heard a loud bang and felt something slam into them. They hit the ground hard, gasping for air. When they looked up, they saw that Chewbacca had pulled out his blaster and shot them. They couldn't believe it. They were going to die at the hands of the Wookiee. As they lay there dying, Greedo couldn't help but wonder what could have been if they had only had the courage to face their fears. Holy shit. A little dark. A little dark there. My God. Let's read the next one. Greedo's heart was pounding in their chest as they faced off against the giant Chewbacca. They could feel the sweat beating on their forehead, and their mouth was so dry they could barely breathe. Chewbacca reached behind his back, and Greedo held their breath, wanting to see what he would pull out. They weren't sure if they were more scared of being killed or of being laughed at by their friends for running away from a big furry creature. Finally, Chewbacca pulled out a large crossbow. Greedo felt a little relief wash over him. At least it wasn't some kind of deadly weapon. But then they realized that they were still outnumbered and outgunned. There was no way they could take on Chewbacca and survive. With a heavy heart, Greedo turned to run. Damn. My version of this would be that Greedo had somehow survived A New Hope and was just minding his own business. And one day he runs into Chewbacca. Okay? And he thinks that Chewbacca's going to kill him. And Chewbacca reaches behind his back. And instead, Chewbacca pulls out a Christmas present and gives it to Greedo and says, "Merry Christmas." There you go. So, as you can see, the point we illustrated here is that it's not that hard to come up with Star Wars stories, and that Disney needs to do much better. Whoa! Okay, now let's get into Q&A, and let's hang out. What else is going on in the crazy world? Oh, you know what else I wanted to say? To all of you guys? Next Monday is my birthday. And they are doing a new thing for Marvel Snap, and they're putting in a ton of cosmic characters. And I think next Monday, I'm literally just going to stream in the morning playing the new Marvel Snap and just having you guys come in and say happy birthday to me, and that'll be nice. So next Monday, that's what we're doing. It's a birthday Snap stream. And then also, I will be doing Nerd Theory that night. And I actually get, on my birthday, 75% of the super chats that come into Nerd Theory. Save your super chats for next week, motherfuckers. Anyway, let's get into the Q&A. You know, I'm feeling good, man. It's a holiday season. I felt like that was a really good, stream. Some fun kind of content, really cool ideas. So I appreciate you all being here. And yeah, let's just get into it. Let's get into it. First in today was Bismo. Says, what if stepmom Ahsoka walked in on Master Luke? Oh my God. We should put that in the prompt and see what happens. Could be spicy. Life Bricks says, Merry November 28th to you, Josh. Well, thank you, Life Bricks. I appreciate it. And I actually can't believe it's the 28th. That's pretty wild. Where did this year go? Things are flying by, huh? Tyler, SRT, member for 14 months, says, Lucasfilm just needs to give in and give the fans what they want. Damn it. Darth Jar Jar Rises. Coming spring 2024. I mean, yeah, that'd be compelling. I would check it out for sure. Andrew says, the $5 holla, hey Josh, I write novels and comics, working on the 11th book right now. I use the API generated text to help spill secrets of the universe. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, some of this AI stuff that I was looking into today, I was like, wow, that is kind of interesting. Like, I think there's a place for it in the workflow. It would really depend, but some of it's not bad, you know? And I think the tech is getting better and better. Like, it is really getting to the point where you're going to be able, using mostly AI, to put together entire creative teams for different aspects of projects. It's very wild the way all of this is going, for sure. So that's cool, man. I'm glad you let me know. Phantom RX says, Clone Wars Season 1 was pretty garbage. Do you think your view on the new shows will be rated better as the shows grow? Oh, yeah, for sure. It is absolutely possible that the shows will be much better. I mean, I even think Season 2 of Andor might be more my speed. You know what I mean? Because they're going to do like kind of, I believe, 4 little arcs that are really going to push us like much further in the timeline. I honestly can't believe that. To me, how slow that first season is. It's like 12 episodes. It's so fucking boring and like not a lot of shit happens. It's basically just Empire bad, right? But I think Andor Season 2 actually has a chance to do some stuff that even I could get down with. And then I'd look back at Andor and be like, that's all right. So we'll see. Alicio with a $10 holla says, sorry, Josh, but I must put Andor on S tier. Same with Clone Wars, because it at least told a different Star Wars story with no fan service, no Jedi, more maturity, and normal humans against fascism. Agree to disagree. You know, it's really funny. I watched, I know Disney fucking blocked the holiday special, the Guardians of the Galaxy thing that we watched on Friday. I actually rewatched that with Elisa yesterday, and the reason I wanted to watch it is because those songs were actually pretty catchy, man. And I was like, I really like the holiday special. It's not perfect, it's not anything super significant, but it's like a really fun piece of content. I was like, this is really cool. The other thing I noticed when I watched it yesterday was, damn, there's a lot of aliens in the Guardians movie. How the fuck does the Guardians movie do aliens better than fucking Star Wars? Andor, what are you doing? You need more aliens, period. Point blank, more aliens. Also, Alicia, that's totally cool. It's all good that we don't feel the same. Chase Moore says, Lacob's lust. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Zora says, Josh, my man, I went on Twitter defending theory today. Open up a can of worms. How do you deal with idiots? LOL. Hats off to you, brother. Oh, yeah. I mean, look, on the one hand, it's like it is definitely a part of the job. I do think Star Wars has this kind of unique section of the fans that are just honestly the worst, right? I'm sure we'll get into this a little bit more tonight, but yeah, they just kind of honestly the worst. The thing that kind of keeps me going, though, and the way that I process all of this is like, look, some of the criticism and hate that I got was fair. I don't think I handled the situation with Andor perfectly, and I think it's a little bit weird to say, like, I'm done with Star Wars and then still do nerd theory, still tweet about it and all that. Like, some of that stuff's fair, but it's also the case that, like, a lot of these people are just goddamn ridiculous. It's really easy to not take it too personally when you can just tell someone's a goddamn idiot. You know what I mean? Like, when they're saying stuff like, he has zero integrity, it's all a grift, and all these different things, like, well, no, you're just a fucking idiot. And it doesn't really bother me what idiots think. So it's like, you got to kind of separate it out a little bit. That's just kind of how I do it. Second Street Marvel, the $5 holla says, Andor deserves at least poop tier for not shooting in the volume. I think you got a point. There. I mean, I'm too stubborn to do it, but you got a point. Mitch Griff, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers, man. Always good to have you in the tower. Hope we have some good holiday fun in the next couple of weeks, man. Like, did you guys have fun on today's stream? Like, just let me know. I feel like it was pretty fun. I had fun. Did you guys have fun? Mariana says, oh my gosh, $20 holla. Oh, actually, I gotta go to Cooper first. Sorry. Cooper says, I love Tails, but I think it's funny Dave made a mistake with Kenobi or Obi-Wan's hairstyle. It doesn't fit the timeline since Ahsoka and Anakin Padawan already. Yeah, I'd have to look into that a little bit more, but I think I understand what you're saying with Obi-Wan's hairstyle. Totally fair. Mariana, $20 holla. Very generous, says, you are right about toxicity in Star Wars fandom. The other day, I expressed my opinion about underwhelming Andor Season 1 finale, and some trolls told me to leave the people who enjoy Star Wars alone, / stop being political in the comments. Yeah, they're really bad. Like, they're really, really bad. Shout out to Sean Chandler, who, by the way, it's his birthday today, so happy birthday to Sean. But he was just saying some, like, he was, like, talking about Andor in the most benign way you possibly can. Like, he was saying that he likes it, but agrees that it doesn't feel like Star Wars. it's like a different genre. And bro, that wasn't even enough. Like, people went at his throat. And like, he was like talking to me about it and like showing like some of the things people were saying. And he was just like, wow, dude, Star Wars fans are something else. And it's not all Star Wars fans. Like, I want to be very clear about that moving forward, that there are a ton of great Star Wars fans. A lot of them hit me up and they're very cool. You know, and I think there's a lot of chill Star Wars fans. But it does seem that this fandom has this kind of unique problem of like just a lot of butthole people, man. You know what I mean? Like a lot of butthole people, like, you know, Jacob's stupid fuckface quest. Like, it exists, and I think it's worth talking about and bringing up, but it's not everybody, right? I don't want to paint with too broad of a brush. Orange Grove 55 says floating hotel, but recently went on Disney cruise. The TV in our room was fire. Better content than Kenobi. I know, right? I said it. Obi Rob with a $20 holla. Holy shit, very generous. Says, haven't watched you in a while because of all this Star Wars craziness. Wanted to remove myself from it. Decided to pop back because of the thumbnail. Hope you know there are a lot of people who appreciate your Star Wars coverage. I have more to say, but no money. No, it's all good, brother. I do appreciate it. And as I said, I do understand it. I think the best thing I can do, you know, for the fandom and my own community is try to engage all that stuff in like a playful way. And again, not paint with too broad of a brush. 2023 could be a legitimately great year for Star Wars. I personally feel, with like no animus behind it, that if Kathy is removed, things will get better. And I think there's a lot of fun content to come. So I think Star Wars could sort of shake out of this place, but it also has like a ton of very unique problems that other brands just don't have. So it's like, it's a tricky thing, and we'll navigate it together. Low Live says, basically, Rick with two crows, D Star Wars. Rick with two crows is dope, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Duel says, hey, Josh, happy holidays. Hey, thank you so much. Happy holidays right back to you. Yo, you guys get in the holiday spirit? I'm trying to get a better Christmas hat, Santa hat. I want to put some fun. Look, we got the Christmas vibes going on with the music and stuff like that. Like, I'm starting to get in the holiday spirit, and I'm so excited. I love the holiday time, man. Dancing with Liam, like, to some nice Christmas music and stuff like that. Oh, man, it fills my heart with such joy. It's really good stuff. Old Head Mike's Metalcore and more says, doesn't the holiday special count as TV? I would not. No. What tier would you put a Luke Ahsoka adult film? Well, it depends on a couple of different things, right? Who's the choreographer? What's the base level plot? How long do they go for? You know what I mean? Like, what, you know, there's a lot that could make or break that kind of an adult film. And also send me your fan fiction. Obi Rob says, member for 20 months, says, oh, I get a free one. I'm sure there are reasons you can't, but in a perfect world, would you focus on Star Wars content and not internet trolls? Okay, I said my piece. Yeah, I mean, part of it for me will be trying to do that, especially as we get towards Mandalorian. Look, this Thursday, I think we're going to get some cool stuff about Mando 3 and maybe Ahsoka. I think we're supposed to get the trailer for the Mandalorian Season 3 on Christmas. I'll do a breakdown on it. It's not going to be snarky. I'm not going to shit talk. I might make one joke about how the show's been off air for 2 years and it had 2 episodes in the Book of Boba Fett. Fucking, you'll have to forgive that. But for the most part, I'm going to be serious about it and be excited about that show. Same thing with Ahsoka, dude. I don't know. I just think that when it comes to Ahsoka, I'm going to be very excited. I am actually more excited for the Ahsoka show than anything MCU next year. Like Quantum Mania, cool. Guardians 3, cool. The Marvels, but Ahsoka is like literally higher than like anything Marvel to me. Hider 700 says, has there been any leaks for Sabine in Mando Season 3? Not leaks, but she's in it, and we know who's playing her. I think it would be cool to see her interact with Din, Boba, and Bo before the Ahsoka show. Oh, I see what you mean. Sabine in Mando, not in Ahsoka. Maybe. I would say, why not? That'd be kind of fun, right? Kind of depends. I mean, John and Dave are like real tight with that shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I could see it. I could see it happening. Matthew K says, why do you say Andor is not Star Wars, but Rogue One is? In Rogue One, the Force is at most a motive and not a central theme like it is in the rest of the Saga Filoni-verse. This is inconsistent of you, in my opinion. Yeah, so, I mean, it's so funny because, like, you already know. That's why you brought up the Force in your questions. You already know why I consider it that. I think that you are trying to sort of have an argument that it's not as central, so therefore, like, my point is not sound. But at a base level, dude, Rogue One is a adventure that feels like it's really about the light and the dark side. You know what I mean? Like, it really feels like it's about the light and the dark side. It's about the rebellion at this sort of really important part of the history. And I like Rogue One a lot. And I think that it does things that Andor does not. So that's kind of the bottom line there. The talented Mr. Griffin with a $5 holla says, "Sup, Nerd Avengers, hanging and celebrating my 47th birthday today. Take my money. Holy shit." Well, happy birthday. Can we get some happy birthday love in the chat for Mr. Griffin? That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. And you definitely don't look 47, man, at least as far as your picture. How many of you guys know how old I'm going to be next week? Do you guys realize how old I am? Do you guys know how old I am? Look, a lot of you actually kind of know. I'll be 35 next Monday. Isn't that wild? I'll be 35, bro. I'm old as fuck, bro. I'm old as fuck, bro. Isn't that wild? Yeah. So you better be nice to me. Matthew K says, no worries about the AI. All these AI demos fail stupendously when they are applied in earnest, speaking as a computer science geek. Yeah, they're getting better for sure, but yeah, I mean, they obviously still have a lot of issues. Cormy says, "Hey Josh, longtime lurker. If Andor had come out before Kenobi, do you think your opinion would be different as you weren't broken after Kenobi?" I think so. You know, I think this is something that Moss said maybe a couple of weeks back when we did the Nerd Venture stream, where she said, like, maybe it was somebody else, but they said, like, isn't it okay that Star Wars would have these, like, different flavors? Like, could you have your really mystical stuff, and then could you have this over here? And I think it's fair that if Star Wars was being handled a little better overall, it wouldn't affect me so much if one particular show felt like it doesn't belong. Like the SAT thing was like, one of these things doesn't belong, right? Maybe I would be a little bit more forgiving and be like, okay, that's just that kind of a Star Wars thing, but we've got this kind of a Star Wars thing over here. It's like kind of the reason why, even though I really dislike She-Hulk, I don't actually think She-Hulk is a sign of like how bad the MCU is, right? So yeah, that's fair. I don't know. It's really hard to like imagine that. Like imagine a world in which Kenobi didn't destroy me. Maybe, yeah, I'd be a little less harsh on Andor, right? I think that's fair. Brian Clark with a $10 holla says, "I think they could be losing a whole generation of fans. All of the Disney Star Wars content, my 10-year-old kid and his friends only like Mando. They love all the Marvel stuff." Oh yeah, this is a massive problem for the Star Wars brand, which is why they're doing like Skeleton Crew. They're cognizant of it. I think if you watch the movement of Lucasfilm and Disney above them, I think it's actually pretty obvious that they're aware of the problems. Unlike many of you in the fan base that just ignore them or don't want to engage with the problems, I think Lucasfilm knows. That's why they're panicking. That's why some of these things are happening, because I think they understand it. But it is absolutely the case that Star Wars has not managed to capture the imagination of a new generation, which was ultimately the goal of the sequel trilogy. Just like the prequels kind of weren't for OG Star Wars fans, the sequels in some ways were not for prequel or OT Star Wars fans. But it didn't actually serve the new generation either. Like, they're just not down with it, right? Kind of interesting. Colby Dog, or Colb Dog. Remember, for 9 months, no message. I appreciate it. Much love. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here relatively soon, but I'll hang out on the chat for a little bit. Is there anything else going on? Anything else that you have questions about? Is there any breaking news? And also, where are the dope, nerdy deals? Where are the freaking Cyber Monday nerdy deals, bro? Like, where are we at with that? Where are they at? The link for the merch. Okay, let me, yeah, that probably does it there if you hit the merch thingy. And again, if you use code Monday in all caps, 30% off all day today. 30% off. I'm using it myself. I need some more hats. I need some more sweaters, some hoodies, t-shirts. Yeah. Sideshow has BOGO Hot Toys on top of discount. Okay, cool. Code Luke Soka? Yeah, I probably should. As much as the movies weren't that good, the prequels did influence its generation. I have grown to like the prequels over time because the story is still there. The implementation wasn't that good. Fair. BOGO 50%? What does that mean? What, that's the code? BOGO 50? What is BOGO? What the hell is BOGO? Black logo, Nerdvengers hats. Yeah, we could probably get that working. Do you think Anakin would be Force Ghost or appear in flashbacks in Ahsoka? Maybe both, and maybe something even weirder. I mean, Dave's not afraid to get weird with it. Your BOGO? Oh, okay, right on. Oh, buy one, get one. I put Nerdvengers merch on my class list this year. Sick! Buy one, get one. Okay. Happy birthday in advance, Josh. I probably forget it. Oh, okay, well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. What about a show about Chirrut Imwe and Baze Malbus? Would love it. Would love it. Josh, I'm meeting both the Ahsokas this Saturday, brother. Rosario Dawson and Ashley. Lucky man. Lucky man. They're both sweet ladies. I agree Kenobi wasn't great, and it felt cheap. And Andor felt expensive. What's up with that? Strange priorities. Yes, very strange. Did they send you your AARP card yet? I lost it. I think they tried to send it to me, but I'm so old I couldn't tell. I threw it out with the rest of the mail, you know what I mean? It's just a shame when you're this old. When you're this old. Make varsity jackets and put them on the spring store. So we had a deal going on at one time with like really nice varsity jackets, bomber jackets, and stuff like that. I'll have to reach out to the guy actually. When is Ahsoka coming out? I'd say third or fourth quarter next year. Yeah. Why did the audio stop working on this shit? Oh, okay. There it is. Yeah. Remember last year with Luke Soka shirts? Good time. Oh, hell yeah. That shit was fun. I had to get my refund after waiting 6 months for the ones from Brian. Yeah, dude, that's the thing is like there were some issues with that with Brian for sure. Yeah. Kind of unfortunate. What Dexter style or Dex do I use in Snap? I'm still rocking a Black Panther reveal deck and I like it a lot. We'll see. Like next Monday, I want to do like I said, for my birthday, I'm going to do a big Snap stream and I kind of want to try to get like Infinite. And just stream for like several hours and be really, really try hard about it and try to like grind for sure. The White Nerdvenger hat looks dope. Dude, they're great. They are clean, bro. I like the Nerdvengers hats a lot. We need some holiday decorations for the tower. Absolutely. I believe Elisa and I will be working on that today. What do you want for your birthday? I just want to chill, bro. I just want to chill, some good food. You know, just talk about fun stuff, you know, hang out with you guys. Why did Disney take down Guardians of the Galaxy stream copyright? Yeah, probably just the music a little bit. The music was there or something. I'm not sure, bro, but they took it down. Adam said he would work on it. Oh, okay. Yeah. That could work for sure. Action figures or statues? Why not both? I like both, bro. Galactus Funko for Josh. I mean, that would be cool. I do like that Galactus Funko, the one that's got all the crazy colors. What's a good company to purchase sabers from? So what is the guy in here? I think it's called OH Sabers. Dude, that was great. He sent me a saber. It was great. It has all the fixins and trappings that you would want. It comes in this dope case, man. Already done. Check your DMs. Will do, brother. Thank you. Will do. I'm looking at Discord. I don't see it on Discord, bro. Did you hit me on Twitter or something? Apparently they used David Crowder's house as Kevin Bacon's house in the holiday special. Oh, really? It's a nice house. Disney just announced a hiring freeze on stock market. I mean, that makes sense. You know, we're going into a pretty rough time. Should be there now. Huh? Ah, dude, nice. I like that. That's super cool. Yeah, we'll use that background for the holidays for sure. Maybe I'll even have like Elisa put some like wreaths and some lights on there too, like in Photoshop or whatever. But I'd appreciate it, Adam, for sure. And I know I still got to hit you up about that logo. But we're pushing the comic to next year, so we got a little more time on it. But I will hit you up. Big Bad Toy doing a sale? Oh, okay. What's Big Bad Toy? I don't even know what that is. Thanks, Hasbro. In which season of Mando do you think we'll learn Grogu's backstory? I mean, I don't know if we will, bro. Most of these... Grogu's powers? Yeah, me too. Me too. Who would be your fan cast for the Fantastic Four? I mean... I like the Penn Bagley dude. I like John Krasinski. My personal pick for the Thing would be... what's the guy's name? From like Jason Segel, I think. I think he would be awesome. I don't really have picks for the others, to be honest with you. Do Andor people like it better than Mando? That's a good question. I bet there are some that do. Big Bad Toy Store. Okay, I'll look that up. Big Bad Toy Store. What else? What else is fun? Like, where are the deals? Where are the deals? Bill Burr. That would be good too. Barrel. Josh, you finna run for prez? I'm writing you in on the ballot in 2 years. Nah, bruh. I'm cool, bruh. I need some tech deals. Yeah, same. In town hall meeting just now with employees, Bob Iger shot down the Apple rumors. Interesting. However, not necessarily definitive there. You know, as we know, David Zaslav is currently saying there's no way that they'll sell to Comcast, and yet a lot of evidence that that would happen for sure. Sean Chandler likes Andor better than Mando. Okay, that's fair. Target has buy two get one in Disney. What's that mean, bro? What you talking about? What's that mean, bro? What you talking about? Josh, wash my brown eye. Nah, bro. You know, I got enough brown eyes to watch. You know, I got my own. We got Liam's. You know, just, you know, someday you'll find someone and you guys will bond and, you know, maybe have a real special connection, and then you can look him or her deep in the eyes over dinner and say, would you like to wash my butt? You know, I hope that for you. I love that for you. I will be 60 in May. Holy shit! The most Mike Porter thing I have ever said. Indeed. A bunch of toxic positivity in this video. Maybe. Or maybe you're just toxic. You ever think about that? Yeah. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. Just replayed Spider-Man PS4 game. Best Spider-Man stories ever made. It's pretty good. I'll admit it. It's pretty good. MCU is toxic. Oh, absolutely. I'll tell you, like, low-key, though, She-Hulk's actually pretty toxic. Jen Walters might be the most toxic character in the entire MCU. Man, how did they fuck that up so bad? They were like, oh, dude, She-Hulk. Everybody's going to love her. We want everybody to love She-Hulk. Bro, I'm telling you, there are people like Elisa who actually love Jen in the comics and love She-Hulk and love what she represents and find her to be the most fucking annoying, cringeworthy, toxic femininity character ever created. Holy shit. Cole Wallace says, best superhero film of 2022. I believe The Batman beats them all by a long shot. Oh, shit. Sorry. Even thinking about the Batman puts me to sleep. Fuck no. Are you kidding me? It's Multiverse of Madness for me, bruh. It's Multiverse of Madness for me, bruh. Yeah. She-Hulk is an absolute masterpiece. Man, I would love to just get inside of your brain, Dominic. Like, how is that possible? You know what I mean? How is that possible that you would feel that way? Confidence in Ant-Man kicking off Phase 5 on a high note, 1 to 10. I'd give it an 8. I'm a little skeptical of the Ant-Man movie. Josh, I'm joking. Oh, okay. Thank God. Thank God, man. We were filling out the forms. My wife is an attorney and she likes MCU and she hated She-Hulk. It's a very hateable show and character. Do the Fandom Menace like Andor? I keep being told that the Fandom Menace is not a thing anymore. That they're not a thing. So I don't know what that means. And I think many of them do like Andor. Go Steelers? Oh God, yeah. They're doing great, huh? Who's my favorite Batman? Batfleck. Yeah. Zazzy is under different rules because of the recent connection with AT&T. He has to wait a couple of years. Disney does not. Yeah, that's fair, but that doesn't necessarily counter the logic that I presented when you said that, like, you know, he just shot it down and therefore we should let it go. By the way, it might never happen. I don't particularly care either way. I'm just reporting on what other people are saying. You know, when the Wrap the Wrap is a Hollywood trade. So when the Wrap comes forward to say that there are various insiders that are suggesting that that's going to be the thing, I think it's worth talking about. Do you want the MCU to bring in the old movies or a show? Who do you want the MCU movies to bring back from the old? How about the actual Hulk? Wouldn't that be crazy? Like, holy shit. Can we just get fucking Hulk back, please? What if we got Thor back? And you might be like, oh, well, he's not fat anymore. Yeah, but he's still a pussy. He's still a dumbass. Can we just have, like, an actually good Thor? Like, wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. Yeah. Cosmic Thor would be sick. I am... Wait, what? Okay, Camo. Right on. Oh, thanks, Bismo. I thought maybe She-Hulk was low-key trying to trigger people, but then I watched the assembled episode for the show, and it seemed like they thought they were doing something great. Isn't that always the case? Like, that's why one of my favorite things to this day, you ever want to have a good laugh, go throw on... The Last Jedi and the Director. It was a documentary made about The Last Jedi, and it opens with the rap party where Kathleen Kennedy comes out and she's just so hyped up and the energy is like, we just did something so fucking special. And they're all so high on their own farts. It's fantastic to watch because, of course, we know what happened. And it's just so wild. They had no idea. They were completely blindsided. Mark Hamill had been telling them the entire time. And yet they were completely blindsided by the fan reaction. It's pretty magical to watch, actually. Matthew K says, I should have just said I disagree instead of parsing out your argument. My bad. Oh, no, bro. It's all good that you disagree. And I understand the spirit of what you're saying. Where you're like, yeah, but that thing you like, they ain't gonna really do that shit. You know what I mean? I get it. But it was sort of presented in a way where it's like, you already know why, bro. You know what I mean? Just farting into champagne glasses and sniffing it. I mean, why do you think Kathy makes the faces she makes? You know what I mean? Are you going to play the open world Harry Potter game? So, I want to. I just don't know, man. I'm looking for like I'm currently at a place where I'm having a lot of fun with the games I'm playing. I'm still seeking a new thing. I'm still seeking like something kind of different. Maybe that Harry Potter game is it. I am not sure. You know, there's some stuff that I'm like kind of waiting on. Some games that I think will come out late this year and next year that I think are going to be awesome. I don't know if the Harry Potter game is going to be it. It looks really fun. I mean, I'm not one of these people that's like so triggered by, you know, JK or whatever that I'm like, I will never support anything she does. Like, it's not that. I'm literally at a place where I'm just like, I don't know, like, is it going to be that dope, though? Because, like, it seems like it's cool, but, like, what if it's, like, not really open world? You know what I mean? Like, what if it's, like, not really what we're looking for? I don't know. Did you ever look into the Alien TV series coming out, and did you watch Fruit Baskets yet? Great anime. I have not watched that anime. And no, I did not look up the Alien TV show, man. I'm sorry. My bad. My bizzle. I am going to get out of here, though, so that I can go watch Bleach, because that show is absolute fire, dude. And you know what? Last thing I'll bring up here, and I talked about this on Twitter. But the other day, man, we were in... I know, NW Ants. I'm sorry! Did I watch Titans? No. Let's close off with this idea. I was telling you guys the other day I was in Target, and they've got manga in the kids section. Like almost like a spinner rack. It was made of cardboard, but it's like reminding me of the old spinner racks back in the day. They have manga selling in Target in the kids section, dude. Like, things are happening. Like, it's crazy. Manga and anime have always had a place in Western culture. Sometimes it blows up, sometimes it sort of retracts. It is currently seeming like it is hotter than it's ever been. I think anime is kind of hotter than it's ever been. And I look forward to making my anime channel next year, dude. Like, people are loving this shit right now. And a lot of kids growing up right now, they're not really reading comics. They're damn sure not reading Star Wars stuff. They are checking out anime and manga. That is their shit. It's crazy. So, kind of interesting, man. Like, when I saw that at Target, it was really eye-opening to me, because that means a major American corporation bought a shit ton of those books and is moving them. It's crazy. Pretty interesting. Anime might be hot right now, but a lot of it coming out is crap. Interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't know people had that opinion. Okay, let's get on out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out, for participating, and for enjoying another lovely stream here. I just want to say again, spread the message, spread the word, spread the cheer of the Nerd Vengers and what we do here every day. Except not every day, but you know what I mean. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Like the video. I love you. And I'll see you later. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Amen. Amen. I'm feeling good. And as some of you have pointed out today, I'm looking good as well. Great time of year. Wrapping up this year. Looking forward to the next. Time of transition, a time of reflection, and a time for cookies and shit. As you're out there adventuring, eating, and experiencing fellowship, make sure to open up that third eye. Make sure you get a bar of soap and wash that bum. Make sure you're staying hydrated and getting good rest. I'll see you in the next one, motherfuckers.